Welcome back. My name is Andy Melendrez and I'm your Ward 2 City Council member, and welcome to Good Neighbor Riverside. Today we're in a very special place. It's called the Agua Mansa Cemetery. The Agua Mansa Cemetery was one of the original locations of La Placita. And if that sounds familiar to you, La Placita is connected with the Trujillo adobe, which is located in the city of Riverside. Today we're in Colton, California. But when you look back in time, when the Trujillos settled here in 1842, they settled on both sides of the river. And a majority of the individuals lived on the south side of the river, which is the city of Riverside. What we're going to be doing today is we are celebrating a very special event. And let me introduce you to a very special individual. Come join me, and this individual is a descendant of the Trujillo family. Hi, how are you today?
Hi, Andy.
Good to see you. Tell me your name.
Nancy Melendez.
And
I'm president of Spanish Town Heritage Foundation, and we're here at the Agua Mansa Cemetery today, as you said, honoring not only the Old Spanish Trail, but Lorenzo Trujillo, who was the scout who brought 10 families across the Old Spanish Trail to settle this area in the early 1840s.
Great. And tell me a little bit about this monument here.
Well, this is a cement marker noting that what we now know today as Agua Mansa Road was actually the Old Spanish Trail in the 1840s. The trail was the windiest and crookedest trail from New Mexico to California. It served as a trade route. People brought their goods to Los Angeles to trade for imports that they would come into. But there was nothing between Los Angeles and Santa Fe, because this all happened in the 1840s prior to California being a state in the Union, when the entire Southwest that we know today was still part of Mexico.
Great. This is exciting. Obviously, a lot of partners put this together.
Absolutely. We have the partnership with the San Bernardino County Museum, who actually owns the Agua Mansa Cemetery now, allowed us to place this marker here. The actual physical installation was done by the Billy Holcomb chapter of E. Clampus Vitus, a volunteer group that takes care of all the historical markers in their area. The partnership of the Old Spanish Trail Association chapter in Las Vegas, our local Old Spanish Trail Association in Agua Mansa, and of course sponsored by the Spanish Town Heritage Foundation, and all the wonderful relatives and descendants who have joined us today to celebrate this.
And you yourself are a descendant of the Trujillo family.
I am. Lorenzo had 7 children. He had 4 sons and 3 daughters, and I am a descendant of his daughter Gertrudis. And Gertrudis married into the Peñas, and so that's where the Peñas come from. The Peñas married back into the Trujillos, and then the Trujillos married into the Bacas, and the Baca is my maiden name. And so I married into the Melendezes, so here we are.
Wow, what a history. Thank you so much. And again, the original settlers of both Riverside and San Bernardino County in 1842.
Right.
Great, thank you. Wonderful monument here. Great tribute.
Thank you.
Great, thank you. Jason, come and show me. Come follow me, Jason. Actually, as I'm walking, can you pan out and show the cemetery? It really is. This is where the ancestries of the Trujillo family are buried. Actually, the very first family in the Riverside, San Bernardino area, which at that time was called the San Bernardino Valley. Let's go up here and let me introduce you to another individual that's very important to this cemetery, but also important to the history of Riverside and San Bernardino. Really an interesting individual, a lot of history. Come join me. Let's come and stand in front of this wonderful, look at this, wonderful monument, beautiful monument. Can you tell us a little bit about this monument and give us your name?
Hi, my name is Donna Oldenkamp, and I'm the second great-granddaughter of Cornelius Jensen and Mercedes Alvarado. Even though they did not come to California on the Spanish Trail, the Alvarados and the Palomares family knew of this group and decided that Cornelius would be a great one to come down and set up shop, because he had quite a bit of experience shopkeeping and trading. This beautiful monument is in honor of Lorenzo Trujillo, who actually led the party from Abiquiu to California. The continuation of the trail goes from here and then on into Los Angeles. That portion of the trail is more my family's roots than the one from here to New Mexico, because my family was already here. And they Cornelius Jensen came in 1848, even though he had been here into Los Angeles and the harbors in San Francisco many times as a sea captain and trader. But he married a local California girl, and they came here and built a store and an adobe and started their family here. And then after the 1863 flood, he started building a house farther down the river and moved all his 10 children there right after the 10th one was born. This beautiful monument really does commemorate Lorenzo and his descendants, and it's a monument to the Mexican Americans that founded this area. Not to say there weren't others here, but they were very few and far between. My estimations are right. There were only about 600 non-indigenous people living in this area when they came, and they were spread from San Diego to San Francisco, and mostly trappers and ranchers that had gotten Spanish land grants and then Mexican land grants, and they ran their cattle and horses and were in the tallow and hides business, which was very, very important to this area.
Well, thank you so much for that wonderful history. And again, you are a descendant of Jensen Alvarado.
Yes. My second great-grandparents and third great-grandparents are buried right over there, as well as Cornelius Jensen's nephew and Mercedes' sister are farther up the hill. His name was Peters. So we have quite a few family members buried here.
Beautiful history of the Riverside, San Bernardino area. Thank you so much for your time.
I'm glad you
Great.
could come.
Oh, happy to be here. Thank you. Jason, go ahead. We're gonna interview one more individual that